Namaste. We had been discussing the hastas or the hand gestures as described in the Abhinaya Darpan. Today we will learn the Navagraha Hasta, the Jati Hastas and then Bandhava Hastas. Navagraha Hasta. Now we, residents of the solar system, believe in the power of the sun and the planets. Generally in astrology, we are always under the influence of the planets around us. That is what has been told to us from ancient times. We have the sun, the moon, then we have Mangal, Budha, Brihaspati, Shukra, Shani, and we also believe in Rahu and Ketu. These are not planets, but they are rather the Amra and the Penumbra of the moon. But in any astrological chart, they have equal importance as the sun and the other planets. So we begin with the sun, Surya, Ravi. Let us hear the shloka. So for the sun, we have the Alapadma to the left, Kapitha to the right, and these are held high up near the shoulders, almost close to the neck. Now we come to Chandra, the moon. Let us hear the shloka.
Alapadma Vamahaste Dakshine cha patakika Nishakara kara prokto Bharatagamadarshibhi.
The Abhinaya Darpan tells us that for the moon we have Alapadma to the left and Pataka on the right. Now these, like for the sun, this was the traditional hasta, but I also showed this because nowadays generally for the sun we have a radiant image of the sun or a large circle showing the sun. For the moon too, the Abhinaya Darpan tells us that this is the hasta for Chandra. But today we also have a small circle, smaller than the circle of the sun. So this is the moon. Now we come to Mangal. Mars. We will hear the shloka first.
Vame kare tu suchi Syan mushti hastatu dakshine Dhritasche natta shastragai Rangaraka karasmrita.
So Mangal or Mars is with the Suchi on the left hand, Mushti on the right. We now come to Budha, Mercury. The shloka.
Tiryagavame chamushti Syadakshine cha patakika Vodhagraha kara prokta Bharatagama vedivi.
So for Budha, we have the Mushti, but in a slanting position with the left hand, and for the right, Pataka. This is Budha, Mercury. Now we come to Brihaspati, who is also called the Deva Guru.
Hastabhyam shikharang dhritva Yagasutrasya darshanam Rishi brahmana stoyahang Guroshchapi prakartita.
Brihaspati, it is believed, is a very learned sage, and he is the guru or the teacher of all the gods. And so he is shown with the Upavita, because this sacred thread is the mark of a very learned person, of a Brahmin. So Brihaspati is shown with his Shikhara hand here and the other Shikhara hand drawing the line of the sacred thread. Now Shukra, Venus. The shlok.
Vamocha bhage mushti syadadhastad dakshine tatha Shukra graha kara prokta Bharatagama vedivi.
So the ancient Bharats tell us that Shukra holds the mushti on the left higher up and again on the right a little lower down. So this is Shukra. We now come to Saturn, Shani. We will hear the shloka first.
Vame karetu shikharastrishula dakshine kare shanaishchara kara prokto bharatagama ko vidai.
So experts in drama, that is Bharatas, tell us that for Shani we have the Shikhar on the left and the Trishul on the right. We now come to Rahu and Ketu, the Amra and the Pinamra of the moon. Although these are not planets, but in astrology they are very important. There is a story that a demon came and was partaking of Amrita. And when the gods discovered that he was a demon, they cut off his head. But by that time, the nectar had filled the rest of his body. So the head became separate and the body became separate. The head is Rahu and the rest of the body is Ketu. Now, the hastas for Rahu and Ketu, the shloka.
Sarpa Shirisho Amakare Suchi Syadakshine Kare Rahu Graha Krara Prokta Natavedyadhi Pairjanai.
So, Rahu has the Sarpashirsha on the left hand and Suchi on the right. Now, Ketu. Shloka.
Vame kare tu suchi syadakshine tu patakika ketu graha kar prokta bharata de madarshi.
So, we are told that Ketu has the Suchi on the left and Pataka on the right. So, these are the Navagrahas or the 9 planets as described in the Abhinaya Darpan. We now come to the next set of hastas, the Jati Hastas. Now, you all know that we have 4 different castes or varnas. These are Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. We will hear the shloka and then follow with the hasta. Brahmin.
Karabhyan Shikharang Dhritva Jagasutrasya Sochane Dakshinena Krite Tiryaga Brahmananang Karasmrita.
The Brahmins were the educated class, and to show a Brahmin, we denote the sacred thread. Remember, we just learnt this same hasta for yes, Brihaspati or Guru, and this is again the same hasta for Brahmin, a learned person. Kshatriya, the shloka.
Vamena Shikharang Tiryag Dhritwanyana Patakika Dhrita Yadi Kshatriyanang Hasta Yeti Vidiyate.
The Abhinaya Darpan says that for Kshatriya, you have the Shikhara at a slant, and with the right hand you have Pataka. Now, sometimes I wonder, because in the Abhinaya Darpan, no drawings are given. We just have the verse. So, this looks like holding the bow. And since Kshatriyas are the kings and the warriors, this would go well with a Kshatriya. And since they are also the ruling class, they are blessing people. But again, slant would mean this. And so could it be that the Kshatriya is riding a horse? That is a question. Or perhaps slant could even mean this, Kshatriya. The next varna or caste is the Vaishya, the businessman. The shloka.
Kareva tu hansasya dakshine kataka mukha Vaishya hastoya makyato mune virvarata divi.
For Vaishya, we have the Hamsasya on the left and Kataka Mukha on the right. Now, sometimes I think that the Vaishyas were businessmen, traders, and they also used to travel on the sea, on ships, to trade. And so maybe the Mayur Pankshi ship that they traveled in is symbolized by the Hamsasya, because the swan travels, the swan is also associated with learning. So they used to travel far and collect many things. This is perhaps symbolic of collecting precious objects. Shudra now, the low caste people.
Vametu shikharam dhritva dakshine mrigashirshak Shudra hasta sa akyato munivir bharatadhivi.
So we are told that for Shudra we have Shikhar on the left and Mrigashirsha on the right. Now the Kshatriyas were warriors, but they were also kings. And so for the right hand we have Pataka symbolizing blessing or Ashirvad. But the Shudras were hunters. I mean, because they were lower down in the Varnas, and so they hunt animals. So we have Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. We now come to creatures who are no less important in mythology, demons, Rakshas. And they too have a hasta of their own. Let us hear the shloka.
Mukhe karabhyang shakato rakshasanang karasmrita.
So if you have the Shakata Mudra near your face or in front of your face, it is Rakshas or the demons. We now have the Bandhava Hastas. Bandhava means those who are related to you, like your mother, father, your husband, wife, brother, sister, son, daughter, and so on. Isn't it amazing that even for the various relationships there are hastas? We begin with Dampati Hasta, which denotes a husband and a wife.
Vametu shikharam dhritva dakshine mrigashirshaka dhreta stripum sayorhasta ख्यातो भरत को विदई.
So this denotes a man and this a woman. We hold the Shikhara with the left and Mrigashirsha with the right, and a man and a woman together are husband and wife, Dampati. Now we come to a mother's hasta, or rather hasta denoting mother.
Vame haste ardha chandrascha sandangsho dakshine kare avatayitva jathare vamahastam tata param streya karo dhrito matri hasta ito chate budhai.
So this is the hasta to show mother. Now father, Pitri hasta.
Etasmin Matri haste tu Shikhare dakshine tu dhete sati Pitri hasta etyakhyato mani shivi.
So if the Matri hasta is changed for the right hand, and instead of Sandangsha we have Shikhar, it is the Pitri hasta or hasta signifying father. Now we have come to the primary relations, which is husband, wife, father, mother. Now in Kathak these hastas are not used today. For any woman we can show, especially a married woman, we can show the veil. Then again for married women we show the nose ring, for the nose ring is a sign of a married woman. For a man, a father, a husband, we show someone holding the bow. The Abhinaya Darpan tells us that the mother's hasta can be used in the case of any woman. We now come to the next set of relationships, which is the mother-in-law, the father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. So starting with mother-in-law.
Vinyasya kanthe hansasyam sandansham dakshine kare udare cha paramrisha vamahastam tata param.
Now father-in-law.
Etasyante tu hastasya shikharo dakshine yadi dhritascha Shvashura syayang hasta itu chate budhai.
Now for husband's brother.
Vamena शिखरं धृत्वा पार्श्वयो कर्तरिमुख धृतो दक्षिणहस्तेन भ्रातृकरस्मृत.
Now, husband's sister or Nanand.
अन्ते त्वेतस्य हस्तस्य स्त्रिहस्तो दक्षिणे करे धृतो ननान्द्रिहस्त स्यादिति नाट्यविदां मतम्.
Now your own brother, elder and younger.
मयूरहस्त पुरत पार्श्वभागे च दर्शित ज्येष्ठभ्रातु कनिष्ठाप्यं हस्त इति स्मृत.
For the older or elder brother, you have the Mayura to the right and younger to the left. Now, son.
सन्दंशमोदरे न्यास्य भ्रामयित्वा ततः परं धृतो वामेन शिखरं पुत्रहस्त प्रकीर्तित.
Daughter-in-law or son's wife.
एतदन्ते दक्षिणेन स्त्रीहस्तश्च धृतो यदि स्नुषा हस्त इति ख्यातो भरतागम कोविदै.
So after showing the son's hasta, then you go on. I mean, it's a continuation. When you come to, like the Stri hasta is the Mrigashesha. When you come here, it is the daughter-in-law. And now for a relationship which we don't believe in today, Sapatni. That is when your husband has another wife. So the relationship between the two wives of the same husband, Sapatni.
दर्शयित्वा पार्श्वहस्तं कराभ्यां स्त्रीकराबुभौ धृतो सपत्निहस्त स्यादिति भाव विदो विदु.
So these are the hastas, the Bandhava Hastas, hastas showing our relations as discussed in the Abhinaya Darpan. We have covered a wide range of the usages of the hastas, so do remember them and I hope they will help you in your dance. Namaste.
Pranam.